Greetings of the day. My name is Maglan Sharul Ravi, and I'm here to present the video presentation for coursework 1 for the module 7044 SSL Global Operations. So I have four members in the group: myself, Krupali, Chanda, and Jagrati. So here we are to explain about the critical review of Toyota production. So basically, our theme is about the lean thinking. And if you see on the first slide, I'm going to explain about the critical review of the Toyota production system. So what is it all about? If you know, the world's most successful automotive company is Toyota, and here I am to explain about the lean thinking and the production system of Toyota. So Toyota production system has been stabilized as standardized work. So if you see in the image, it clearly explains about the highest quality, lowest cost, and shortest lead times. And it is been clearly showing the continuous flow of the chart. So in the chart, it says about the highest quality, and if you see below it, it explains about the just in time and Jidoka. So what is just in time? It's basically about the continuous flow and how it talks about the time and how it pulls the system. So, and also it explains about the standardized work and the stability. And if I move on to the next slide, it talks about the Toyota's production system. So basically, Toyota production system is more involved in cutting cost and increasing more efficiency. They were forced by the fire of urgency in the world, like post World War II in Japan when resources were scarce. So the lean production system has founded in 1988 with the time of Trump of the lean production system. And Toyota is a unique company which basically concentrates on production system using waste management, where where this idea was ever thought about them, because basically when they started manufacturing the cars, there were a lot of misunderstandings between the company, and the productions were delayed because there were overproductions. So later, when they analyzed that the overproduction is basically about the time waste, and also it was a huge cost to the company. So this is the few methods that they used to actually reduce this waste management system. So there is also this 7 waste that is being suggested, and also like visual controls, defect warning, total preventive and maintenance, standard operations for the load leveling. So this is as per the image that has been shown. And now, if I move on to the next slide, it is about the Toyota's philosophical way of manufacturing. So it clearly explains about the Toyota way of philosophy. So this image was done by the team, so you can have a look of it about the flow chart. So next slide will be presented by one of my team member, Krupali. Thank you.
Thank you, Meglin. So now I am explaining the analysis of lean production with the healthcare organization. So the first point is the NHS recognized the effectiveness of the Toyota production system in improving operational efficiency and reducing waste in manufacturing. The second point is by adopting lean practices, the NHS aims to streamline processes, reduce waiting times, improve patient flow, and ensure that medical resources are used effectively before their expiration dates. The third point is so that the NHS found inspiration in the Toyota production system's success in reducing waste and improving efficiency in manufacturing. Moving to my next slide, there are some benefits and challenges of lean in NHS. So the first benefit is enhancing the standard of patient care through prompt and effective resources allocations. The second benefit is lean helps the NHS manage its medical inventories so that they are quickly accessible. The third benefit is align healthcare procedures to promote the efficient exchange of information and patients. There are some challenges of lean in NHS. So the first challenge is the NHS lean production strategy is having reliant on computers and servers. The second challenges is NHS ability to apply lean practices rest heavily on suppliers providing the necessary resources. Otherwise, if vendors through fits, NHS is powerless. The third challenge is the NHS is a vast and complex organization, and anytime there is an inventory, lean production runs into problems and loopholes. Now I hand it over to Chanda.
Thank you, Krupali. Basically, in this chart, it explains about the SWOT analysis. As we know that S stands with strength, W stands with weakness, O stands with opportunities, and T stands for threats. If I will talk about the strength, so NHS has aspires highest standard of excellence and professionalism. NHS put patients at the heart of everything they do. NHS work across boundaries and partnerships with other organizations. Moving to its weaknesses, there are some weaknesses of NHS which may be disadvantage. For instance, declining well-being, growing pressure on GP, and poor retention. Most importantly, insufficient funding. If I will talk about the opportunities, it's a great call for NHS to improve their OPD to discharge process by upgrading their lean concept. The NHS proves that all things are going on outside of NHS in larger market, and they protect against threat also. Moving to threats, biggest threat of NHS is chronic understaffing and shortage staff, inadequate workforce planning. Moving to my next slide, it is showing the best strategy to re-implement the lean in NHS system. Reinitiate terms and relationships with vendors to supply medical resources daily by asking and negotiating somewhat on their terms and conditions. According to the chart, it's showing the customer satisfaction, continual improvement, GIT just in time, and Jidoka. If I will talk about the Jidoka, Jidoka can be used to monitor patients' vital signs. If there is an abnormal reading, the system can automatically notify the concerned personnel so that they can take action. In transportation, Jidoka can be used to track the location of vehicles in real time. So it ensures the access to most effective inventory control system. That's about the stability and standardization. Moving to next one, there is a all of these things are arranged in a particular flow. First of all, there is an admission of a patient, then diagnosis of a problem, treatment, then there is a discharge. And all of these things are supported by the pathology, radiology, pharmacy, CSSD, laundry, etc. The NHS specialist team has created a draft of their lean system as given in the image. So this NHS team should implement the total quality improvement and Six Sigma mechanism to let the lean procedure in the given image, which work hassle free. So all of these things are together. Now hand it over to my next friend, Jagriti.
Thank you, Chanda. So I'll be talking on the topic mitigation of the challenges is in NHS lean. So in this, I'm going to discuss the elevation of the challenges in NHS. First of all, it's the defined value. In this, the National Health Service should outline its value expectation from lean systems, such as creating a process from patient admission to discharge. Secondly, audit and evaluation. The backend team in the NHS should help the NHS review their current lean service structure and suggest any potential changes if there will be. Mapping the value stream. The computer and the server greatly move the treatment process from admission to diagnosis. Therefore, total quality management and Six Sigma would be helpful to generate value streaming from admission to the diagnosis phase. So, moving to the next slide. So, as we all can see, it is the internal mitigation aspects of the NHS lean process that shows the cyclic diagram of individual effectiveness, then relationship and connectivity, learning and capacity building, and innovation and improvement. Without taking much of a time, I'll take few seconds to explain one of them. For like, first of all, in this, first is the leadership skills, then forming relationship with patients, partners, and colleagues. Next one is the building culture of respect and the transparency. The next one is the ability to create a culture where innovation, empowerment, and no blame thrive. So we all can clearly see the diagrammatic view of internal mitigation aspects of the NHS lean process. So next, moving to the next slide. So it is the conclusion. So what we conclude, lean in healthcare aims to increase value and lessen daily challenges that patient and staff encounter. So secondly is the quality, safety, satisfaction, and morale are prioritized in lean organization rather than cutting cost. A sense of urgency and a clean call for change have been generated by the growing problems in the healthcare sector. Last but not the least, the industry might benefit from lean's focus on lowering cost, boosting efficiency, optimizing precautions, and improving patient outcome. So moving to the next slide. So these are all the references that we all have used for our presentation. So as we all can see that. So moving to the next slide. So that's all about the our presentation. At last, I would definitely a big thanks to our module leader for their cooperation and their entire support throughout the journey. And especially thanks to my all team members for their cooperation, their managing time for their busy schedules. And thanks once again. Thank you.